All right, this is the philosophical questions tag. There are 20 questions. I haven't read them, so I am not prepared, and this might be a long tag because generally philosophical questions, quote unquote, are hard to answer and take a while to get out. But I'm not sure about the nature of these questions and being actually philosophical or not. But, anyways, is free will real or just an illusion? I like to think we have free will, but there are so many factors that influence us that there would be a good case to be made that free will is an illusion. So many outside factors influence our decisions, so we never have total free will. There's also evidence of predestination, where everything in the universe is on a set path and nothing can change that, including you are on that set path, and nothing can change that. Your destiny, basically. But I choose to believe that we have free will in some form or another. We're evidently, or obviously, that is limited in what our choices are many times. So it's quasi-free, we'll say. And if we are predestined, I'm literally supposed to have said this, so it doesn't matter. Where is the line between art and not art? Art and not art. Wow, that's a very subjective question. I think everybody has a line between what's art and what's not art. Some moron just paid $5 million for a literal banana, not a fake banana, a real banana that was duct taped to a wall. I cannot freaking believe this guy paid $5 million for this freaking banana. I mean, what are you going to do with it? Display it? It's going to rot. It's already starting to rot in the gallery. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's so profound. Here's my money. That's not art. Dude that took a shit in a can and sold them for $50,000 each. That's not art. People paid for it as art, but to me that's not art. Piss Christ, that was not art to me as well, which is a jar of urine with a crucifix in it. That's not art. I think when it becomes overtly offensive, or it is just obviously a non-thinking cash grab, that it's not art. Art doesn't have to say anything. There are people that will tell you that it does. That it's not art if it doesn't say something. I think if it's pretty, if it's enjoyable, if it stirs emotion, if you just literally like to look at it because it brings you joy, it's art. I like fractal art. People who are purists and say it has to say something would say that's not art, but to me it is. I really enjoy some of the fractal art that I see on my online sites that I go to. They give me joy, they give me pleasure, and I think that is art. Yevers. Now there's spoken word, there's poetry, there's music. That's all art to me. And again, if it becomes overtly offensive or it's just brain dead cash grab, I don't think is art. For example, most of hip hop I don't think is art because it's terribly rude to women and violent and disgusting and drug fueled, and yeah. Anyways, does fate exist? If so, do we have free will? If fate exists, we do not have free will. It's just that simple. Fate is just that. We are destined to do something, and no matter how the illusion of our choice is, our choice will always be made for us before we even exist. So that's what fate is. And I don't think fate exists. I don't. Uh, what does it mean to live a good life? Now, that's a good question, isn't it? Um, Again, this is very subjective and very personal, and what you think is a good life. I think I'm living a good life. I'm comfortable. I have enough food to eat. I have proper food to eat. I have streaming services. I have the internet. I have my computer to enjoy. I have my cell phone to enjoy. I have a lot of pleasures in my life. I think that's the good life. To some people, I would just be existing. To them, the good life means going out and adventuring and whatnot. I know a couple that does a lot of travel, and they do a lot of travel vlogs and stuff like that. And to them, that's living the good life. So, yeah. To other people, it means other things. Being super healthy and whatnot, that's living the good life. To other people, it's partying, drinking heavily, doing illicit things, and, that's the good life to them. So it's very subjective. But to me, my life is the good life, even though I don't do much or go really anywhere, If or is it possible to live a normal life and not ever tell a lie? Yes. But that being said, there are times where you should lie. If it's going to hurt somebody and there's no good reason for them to be hurt by your answers or your statement, you should probably lie to them. Does this look good on me? Yeah, it does, even though you think it doesn't. We do it often in our lives, but yeah. Blatant honesty can lead to a lot of problems in your life, but you can actually live a normal life, quote unquote, and never lie. Yeah, it's possible. And I've known people that literally, I think they've probably never lied. I used to be friends with a guy that just always told the truth no matter what. And it got him in trouble a couple of times. But yeah, anyways. Does a person's name influence the person they become? Yes and no. For most people, I don't think it does. But for some people, it does. For some people, either living up to the expectation of a family name or trying to rebel against the expectations of a family name will shape who you become in later years. But to most of us, a name is just a label, and it doesn't shape our future. It doesn't shape who we are. Yeah, anyways. How will humans as a species go extinct? We're going to stupid ourselves to death and run out of resources. We might have actually hit the tipping point for climate change. That might kill us eventually in 100 years, 200 years. I think environmental change will be the downfall of us. I think that's more likely than war, but there is the possibility. It's come up a couple of times in my life quite seriously where the annihilation of humanity through nuclear war has become a possibility. Definitely in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, it was a possibility. And now it's a slight possibility. So yeah, but I think it's going to be climate change that kills us. That's going to make us go extinct. How long will you be remembered after you die? Until my last friend dies, however long that is, and I don't know how long that is. I guess if my enemies outlive my friends, then a bad version of me will exist longer than the good version of me. But yeah, when people forget who you are, the collective memory is gone for you. You don't exist anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be remembered for. People seeing my videos after I'm dead, that's not a memory of me, that's just a random encounter, basically. Will religion ever become obsolete? Oh God, I hope so, to use a dichotomous line of thinking. I hope so. We don't need religion anymore. Spirituality, I think we will always need. But there is a vast difference between spirituality and religion. Spirituality is a very individual thing. Religion is being told what to think, basically. These are the rules of our sect, of our religion, and you will follow our dogma or you will not be accepted, basically. That being said, most people don't follow the dogma of the church they pretend to be in. Anywho, they just don't. They're there to be seen. They're there for publicity, for reasons. I don't think most people that go to church these days are actually religious people, even close. So, anyways, yeah, I hopefully religion will be gone because it's a method of control, and that's all it is. It's an excuse to do horrible things and control people in very draconian methods. What do you think would be humanity's reaction to the discovery of extraterrestrial life? I think people would freak the fuck out, honestly. I do. I think most people would lose their shit and be very afraid that there's life out there that is possibly a threat to us, especially if we didn't just discover signs of extraterrestrial life on some other planet, but if they actually came here, I think most people would be terrified, very terrified. And there's a quite distinct possibility that there would be a strong military response to just them trying to land, basically, and communicate with us. So, how likely do you think it would be that humans will last another 1,000 years? Not a chance. I think it's 0% that we're going to live another 1,000 years. Is humanity headed in the right or wrong direction? We're headed in the wrong direction right now. We're stepping backwards. People are losing human rights. We're stepping back into fascism in a big way globally. It's happening all around the world, and it's not good. It's not conducive to personal freedoms, and it's very much conducive to losing a lot of rights, including the right to vote. So, yeah, it's just not good. We're definitely headed in the wrong direction. And we can't get over killing each other. We're never going to be that Star Trek utopia. That'll never be humanity. We'll never get there. We kill each other over the stupidest things. So, you know. If you had to guess, what do you think would B, the most likely way you'll die, heart attack. Undoubtedly, that's what will kill me. I'll have a heart attack and I will die. Is intelligence or wisdom more useful? That's a pretty good one. It depends on the application that you want to apply it to. Sometimes intelligence is more important than wisdom, but in life in general, I think wisdom is more important than intelligence. Yeah, I think a wise person does better in life than an intelligent person. Now, it might not get you wealthy, where intelligence does, but I think in general, being wise makes you make better life choices. I'm definitely not the wisest human being in the world. What is the most important goal every person should have? To be kind and helpful. That's basically it. That should be your goal in life. To be a decent citizen, to be a useful citizen, not to be a selfish prick, you know. Does absolute power corrupt? Absolutely, of course. The more power you have, the more corrupt you're going to be. And the more you're going to use that power for your own personal gain. Look at Trump. He's an extremely good example of somebody who should never have been put in power. But, you know, people will pay for it, and that's just what's going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of innocent people are going to pay for it as well. How important is play in living a healthy and fulfilling life? It's very important. Play is it makes you unwind. It de-stresses you. It takes away the stress, which makes you healthy, more healthy. Stress is a very damaging thing to your body and to your mind. And when we play, we take away that stress and we enjoy ourselves. It also is just good for your memory. It's good for everything. A fulfilling life. Of course, it's more fulfilling if you don't have as much stress. It's just that simple. It'll help you obtain goals in the future, I do believe, as well. So, yeah. What is the biggest waste of human potential? Greed, the collection of wealth. That is the biggest waste of human potential. We have the ability to have no poor people in the entire world and to have extremely good infrastructure, healthcare, education, all for free. We have that ability. We could use the wealth that like literally 1% of the population has gathered to solve every human problem. Literally every human problem could be solved with that. Well, 90% of the human problems could be solved with that. But instead, we have allowed a select few to collect most of the wealth in the world. 80% of the wealth in the world is controlled by 1% of the population. And because of that, people are literally starving to death in third world countries. We literally, the system that progenerates billionaires literally relies on people being extraordinarily poor in some areas so that they can easily collect more wealth. So, you know, they literally don't care for humanity. They don't. So, and people look up to them like they're gods, and that's absolute bullshit. They're predators. That's all they are. And the more money they have, the more they want. They cannot be satiated. They always want more and more and more. So, you know, to have enough for 1 billion lifetimes is not enough for these people. What activities cause you to feel like you were living life to the fullest? Nothing. I don't live life to the fullest. I haven't for decades. I haven't lived life to the fullest for decades. And to the fullest of my current potential, I guess just being out with friends and whatnot, or doing a task that is tasking mentally. That's living up to my current potential. But to my fullest potential in life, that's long past. That's long past. Last question. How replaceable are you? I don't think anybody's really replaceable. Well, most people aren't replaceable. Some people definitely are. You got some meth head who only exists to steal people's shit so that they can get stoned again. They're definitely a replaceable human being. But for your average person, I don't think they are replaceable. Nothing will fill the void when they're gone. Nothing. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all. You have a fabulous day and keep smiling, yo.